Hey guys. All right, quickly, I just wanted to talk to you guys about your why. I know that I talk about it over and over and over and over, but until you really hold grasp of why you're doing what you're doing, you're not going to accomplish your goals. And the reason behind that is because when things come up, life hits us, whatever you want to call it, enemy attacks, um, you're led into temptations and all this other stuff. You're going to cave in unless you have this strong why that holds you to why you're doing what you're doing. There could be more than one reason why you're doing what you're doing. So I just wanted to kind of talk about my why, like why I started this journey and why I've continued to do it. And obviously there's many reasons why, but I first started off because I had back surgery in January 2010, and that just woke me up. I couldn't imagine, having my kids' mom taken away from them. I couldn't, I'm doing all this stuff to my body and not taking care of who I am. And so what if I die? Like all the, like the whole what if. And that sounds really crazy and everything, but when we put the stress and weight and junk and everything in our body starts to die. When we're fueling it with stuff that it shouldn't be fueled with and we're not taking proper care of it, we don't have the energy. People that love caffeine, you take caffeine away, what happens? You start to get headaches, right? All these things that just take us away from who we can be and what we can do. So back to my why. I didn't want to be selfish and ruin myself when I had kids to take care of. I wanted to be the best mother. I wanted to be there for the kids. I wanted to have energy to run with them. I would take them to the park and we'd probably be there like 10 minutes and then I'd be ready to go because I was uncomfortable in my own skin. I had no energy whatsoever. I was always in pain. There was just so much stuff. So, and I've said this before, what I did was I put all my addictions on one part of a scale and then my kids on the other scale. And anytime that, I was leading in temptation and everything else and, being put in that path where I could make a wrong decision that would be hurtful, I had to think of my kids. I thought of my kids. I'm like, no. Now, don't get me wrong, when I first started, it was a step by step by step by step process. So, every Fridays we had our pizza. It was our pizza night, family night. But instead of having 3 pieces, I dropped down to 2, and then I dropped down to 1. And then I would eat something else, like a salad. So, but I made that commitment, I was like, we're doing this, we're having this. But I thought of my kids all the time. I'm like, could I look them in the face and say, hey, I was so selfish, I had to sit here and keep smoking my cigarettes and, shoving this junk food in my face. And so, you know what? Hey, I had a heart attack because all these things were more important than you guys were. I couldn't put you first. I had to put myself first. And that's a hard thing to swallow and a hard thing to hear, right? Because no one, in all reality, it comes down to that selfishness. And when you have a family. So that was the start of my why. And now I continue to do what I do for the same reason, but I also continue because I want to inspire people. I want to inspire them to make that lifestyle change. I want us to grow up and raise a generation where they see the hard work and they see the discipline and they see these choices that we make because of the greatness that it can bring to our life, I always talk with my kids, you know, if they have something that's unhealthy, because, I mean, we do, right? We get things that we probably shouldn't, and I'm like, you know, this isn't healthy, like, we should do this, or let's just work on eating a portion and stuff. So they're aware of it, and I'm constantly telling them that, because when they get out of the house, I don't want them to fall in the same pattern and the same place that I was at. I want them to be like, all right, you know what, I saw my mom working out hard, and like, that's what I want to do, and you know, I want to make healthy choices because I know what it did for her life. And you know, as they get older and stuff, I can kind of share this with them too, you know, like, I was selfish, and I just led into everything that I wanted to. I was fulfilling myself in all the wrong places, and you know, I don't want you guys to do that too, and share this story with them. So anyways, that's my why. That's why I continue to work out each and every day. That's why I continue to make choices to have Shakeology versus a cookie, or this, and you know, I mean, do I treat myself? Yes, I do. And it's been a struggle to get back to the nutrition that I was at since I had Christian. It really has. And I mean, it's not horrible. I don't want to say it's horrible, but I've been giving myself more of a, okay, just take your time when the time, you know, you'll know when it's time to go. So anyways, I would love for you guys to share